Hello, good morning, assalamu alaikum, and namaskar, wherever you are. This is your friend Dr. Faz with another episode of Live with Dr. Faz. I believe you are so excited with back to back thought leaders with me. Yesterday, you heard from Alderton from Canada, and today, I have one and only President of Professional Speakers Association of India, Mumbai chapter. He's a certified coach, trainer, and public speaker from John Maxwell. He's a certified coach, trainer, and high achieving leader from Les Brown Group. And he got so many hats, we will find out in a minute. So please help me welcome one and only Mr. Harish Mehta. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Thank you.
Uh, it's our pleasure to be listening you. And before we start, there is a tradition in interviewing industry, so I have to follow that. Although I don't feel like I had to do it with person like you, but still I have to ask you. So it's very simple. It's an icebreaker. Who is Harish Mehta?
Harish Mehta is a 62-year-old man, tall, handsome, married for 36 years with two lovely daughters who are married.
No.
As professionals, they have a great life. They live and enjoy. Both my son-in-laws are great. They're like my sons.
Yes.
Harish Mehta started his journey and studied in Kolkata, moved to Delhi, was fifth in All India in higher secondary, graduated from the number one college in the Asia, Shriram College of Commerce, moved on to join a bank at a young age of 19, was playing cricket for Delhi University with all the test cricketers who became test cricketers later, quit playing cricket, chose banking as a career. Youngest branch manager at 24 of a nationalized bank, led the bank for 18 years,
Wow.
rose to the position of leading a branch in Mumbai, the number one branch, and quit the bank
Wow.
when he was 40. Chose to help friends, business owners to grow their business. So after 20 years of banking, moved to build an enterprise for friends for 10 years. Build a lifestyle brand for children. Today in India, it's the number one brand for children.
Wow.
And then the bug bit me.
Oh.
The bug bit me that I am a person who's meant to do much more. And much more meant to serve the people, help them grow in their life and business. That is where I started searching for more knowledge and unlearn what I knew being a banker, being a business owner, entrepreneur for 32 years. So at the age of 52, I chose to unlearn and then learn and invested heavily on myself in learning. Learning will only come from the greats. Learning doesn't come from ordinary people. I realized it.
Definitely. Mhm.
And I chose to become a business coach.
Your mic, oh, sorry, your mic was off.
Did my executive coaching,
Hmm.
and thereafter chose to meet Marshall Goldsmith
Mm.
and some other great people in the year of 2012. So, business coaching with Brad Sugars, executive coaching with Marshall Goldsmith, law of attraction with Michael Lozier, mind map with Tony Buzan,
Wow, I love that guy.
and finally, John Maxwell and Les Brown.
Wow.
So when I speak this, I'm so proud to say that I am blessed to have met some great people in my life.
Exactly.
And in between met Robin Sharma when he was in India. And Bob Proctor, would love to meet him someday.
Yeah.
So these 6 gurus of mine have helped me become the person I have become. Started in 2012 and now 8+ years. I feel there's so much to give to the professionals, individuals, students, business owners, leadership, ownership, management, and boards.
Wow.
In terms of knowledge, in terms of giving them the freedom to live and create future leaders.
Awesome.
So, with this thought in mind, I said, let me start the journey of giving to people. So, have worked myself, and I must confess, Dr. Faz, I am heavily over invested in knowledge.
I can see that.
And now I need to download all this to the people in the world.
Awesome. Awesome.
I love to share my energy with people,
Yeah.
love to give them the energy that they need, and help them today. In the last 5 months, I've been engaging myself to move individuals, leaders, business owners from a scarcity mind to an abundant mind.
Awesome.
I mean, moving them to create a new life for themselves. A new you in them needs to come. So help them think, listen, and do, and raise their bar to reach their true potential, which we have learned from all the great people in life.
Great.
In terms of leadership, in terms of speaking, in terms of business coaching, in terms of executive coaching. So these are the areas that I need to engage with people around the world. First develop their person, move them to personal growth and personal mastery. When I say mindset, you got to set your mind that I need to learn, grow, and then lead a legacy for people to follow. So, with this in mind, I embarked on the journey, and today here I am representing Harish Mehta, a speaker, coach, mentor, teacher, and above all, an influencer and communicator.
Awesome, Arisha. I mean, I'm truly, inspired by you because the way your fascinating journey is from cricket to banking, and then banking, it's 180 degrees turn into serving people, adding value to the people's life. And the one thing which you talk about, and I would like more to elaborate on that for our viewers, because I'm from the same school of thought that unlearn and learn. That's a very important thing in our life nowadays because we have to unlearn so many stupid things which we learned unnecessarily in the past. So tell me how somebody can understand this unlearning and learning process.
Dr. Faz, there's a word called trigger.
Hmm.
In life, there are events which trigger you. And those events change not only your shape, color, size,
Hmm.
your mind. And when that trigger comes in, you leave everything else and became the burning desire to create the new you in you.
Yeah.
And when you have that, I must share here with you the story that happened with me.
Hmm.
13th of May 2012,
Hmm.
I came to USA Las Vegas to be coached by action coach President Brad Sugars.
Hmm.
The moment I entered the room, he said, Harish, make sure that you have removed all your clothes of being the best in banking, be the best as an entrepreneur. When you come into the room, you have to unlearn what you know and learn what we're going to teach you in the next 11 days. And having invested a couple of $1,000 to learn that program, I had to let go the big fat E, which we have been carrying for a long, long time.
Mm.
The moment I realized that I invested a couple of $1,000 on myself to learning, that changed the whole game plan.
Wow.
When you think that you have invested to get some knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
get something special which has not been with you for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
you work on yourself.
Yeah.
And when you start working on yourself, and doctor, I must share with you, I've always been a front bencher, number one seat.
Mm-hmm.
I have not looked from the back bench up front. Whereas I've looked back in the room, how many people are there in the room after me. So this thought itself made me feel that I am better than the best. But now, how can I create that impact in people globally? So when I was there in the session with 13 people for 11 days, I realized what they do, what we don't do in India, Pakistan, and this part of the world. And I realized that you will create value the moment you discipline your life.
Of course.
The moment you start creating a timetable for yourself to grow. And when I learned this beautiful word there, write your tomorrow tonight,
Mm-hmm.
the default diary. And that changed the whole concept in my life. And today I talk about it to all the people in the world. You have the ability to write your tomorrow tonight. And when you write it down, you've already done it when you get up in the morning. The conscious and the subconscious has worked hard and just go through the norms. That was one part.
Mm-hmm.
Two was dream big.
Of course.
So I had decided within the first 2 years, when I board an aeroplane, I'll turn left. And that made a significant difference in my approach to pricing myself and bringing myself back to India, that I need to get this pricing because I give much more value to people. Whereas there were people who have been working in this arena of coaching for a long, long time,
Okay.
but they could not speak their price because they could not show the value in what they would be giving. So with that confidence, I've been speaking since 20 years, so a long
Wow.
time.
Wow. Yeah.
So led seminars, led meetings, led conferences. So with the natural ability, the confidence grew.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I positioned myself to be there, not starting from the ground level. So when you start 5 steps above, you're already different.
Of course.
And people start recognizing that in you. And then one after the other, getting more and more knowledge and being with the world, attending 14 global seminars worldwide in almost 20 countries that shaped the new me. And today I come from that position that I would love to look at shifting the minds of people globally.
Of course.
Today there are no time zones, there are no geographies, there are no boundaries.
Of course.
Like you speak from the USA now, I am here in Mumbai speaking from my office here, and it looks as if we are next door.
Of course.
So these boundaries have disappeared. So knowledge has to be shared globally now.
Mhm.
And you have to realize that you have the value which you need to offer. And when you offer that value, you are a part of the global community.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And here I must share with you, I met Les Brown in 2015. He was on a visit to India.
Mm-hmm.
and I was sitting on the front seat in his program in New Delhi. I flew from here to New Delhi to attend his session. There were some other great leaders, including Robert Kiyosaki.
Mhm.
So when I met him, I was floored. I had never heard him before that. And those 2 hours changed my life.
Mhm.
And when I went backstage to meet him, he said, Harish, you have a powerful voice. Share your story with the world. And that bell keeps ringing into my ears
Yes.
every single day.
Yep.
So I moved myself from coaching, business coaching, executive coaching, leadership coaching, and group coaching to start speaking.
Yes.
And that is where I realized my true power.
Yep.
I would disrupt people by making them think who they are, who they want to be, why they are, what they do, and why they need to do something different.
Yep.
So that was it. And now it's 7:50 plus seminar down my throat.
Wow. No, awesome. Awesome.
And I'm happy to keep going beyond this
Yes.
every single day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Actually, this was a mind-boggling question for me since we talked was how you get your energy. So now you gave me an answer. The reason was Les Brown. I had an opportunity in 2017 to share the stage in Philadelphia when he was here, and I met him in the green room. And what a man he is! What a man he is! He truly inspired me, and what an energy he brings to the entire. And obviously, I see that same energy level in you.
Doctor, it does not end there.
Yes.
I came for a 5-day program with him in speaking
Wow.
all the way to Florida
Yes.
and got myself certified as a speaker coach with him
Wow.
amongst 250 other speakers
Hmm.
globally attending that program.
Hmm.
And thereafter, there has been no looking back.
Oh yeah.
And I also confessed to him, Les, I've been using your one liners in my talk all these years. He said, you have my permission to use that.
Yes.
Same with Marshall Goldsmith. I've had some great moments with him, met him
Mhm.
almost 7 times in
Yes.
my various visits,
Wow.
his visits to India. So these two gurus, plus Brad Sugar, my guru who said, Harish, you will become $1 million coach. These
Mhm.
bells are ringing with me every single day. And that keeps me charged. That keeps me there every single day. I feel more energy
Mhm.
as soon as I get up.
Mhm.
And I enjoy this space and would love to give more and more to the
Mhm.
people around the world.
Mhm. We have a question here from one of our viewer, and a question is from you for you. That my question with Mr. Harish Mehta. Everyone talk about conscious mind and subconscious mind. So please, can you define about unconscious mind? What is this, and what is its function?
Unconscious is not being aware, conscious is being aware. Number one.
Hmm.
Subconscious is what you move from conscious to subconscious,
Hmm.
and you look at it when you are sleeping, the subconscious mind is working.
Hmm.
When I said you can write your default diary, I'm asking you to write your tomorrow tonight.
Yep.
So, what did you do? You put your consciousness to subconscious, and in the sleep, in your dream, you have done that activity and you have seen the end result. You
Yes.
just have to get up in the morning
Hmm.
and go through the motions. So, when you practice this day on day, night on night, you are creating miracles for yourself. But here I must share with you, before you enter that zone, you have to clean your bad and ugly.
Of course.
You can't move to become good unless you have cleansed yourself. And it is all in the power of your words that you're speaking, that word power, the vocabulary comes out. And what you
Mm,
speak is who you are. And who you are is what you know. And
of
you
course.
only share what you know.
Yes, right, quite right. We got another question for you, Harish. That did your banking and business knowledge help you in learning, or you had to start from scratch?
Sajid Khan, I must share with you my banking knowledge and my business knowledge was kept at the back burner when I was learning. And when you are a coach, you seem to only know one word, asking those questions which will give solutions to the person you are coaching. If you start becoming a consultant, you will use your knowledge of banking and business. If you start becoming a consultant, I repeat, you will use this knowledge and then they will use you as a consultant. So it's important to define what role you want to play. Yes, it does help you in asking those beautiful questions. What would you do? What would you love to do? And keep them open so that the results they can decide from their own self by asking and thinking what would be a better option for him or her to do.
Awesome. Another questions. People are really listening you, Harish.
I
You
am
are
happy.
you are a rock star there right now.
I am happy. I'm
Uh,
happy.
the question is, what's the best way to become an influencing speaker?
Now, when I said, when you remove your bad and the ugly, you become good.
Of course.
You become good inside out. I use the word abundant, Harish Mehta. Abundance does not come with a scarcity mindset.
Hmm.
Abundance comes with a let go attitude,
Hmm.
a let go behavior 24 by 7. What you people do every single day is how you can influence yourself. What you speak, what you mean, and what you do is important. So, how do you influence people? By the routine that you follow. And
Hmm.
I'm so happy to share. The quality of your routine determines the caliber of your performance.
Of course, yeah. Hmm.
How you live your 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. every single day defines who you are, what you do, and what you can become. So, here, the question that my friend says influence, you
Hmm.
lead from personal example.
Hmm.
And one word I must say, when you value time, people value you. And when you write your 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., what you need to achieve as your daily goal, that decides how you value your time and how you value your people around you. So, influence comes from the way you move from being good to great. And
Awesome.
that's a journey. And
Yes,
that's a continuous journey. You need to keep doing it over and over and over again.
correct.
And remember, consistency is the hallmark when you can go to the level
Hmm.
where you have the potential but are unable to visualize it. So when you start visualizing, you start materializing by taking those actions which are required to be taken, those moments. So, right decision with the right people at the right time gives you the right results. And that's
Yes.
important.
All right, Harish, we got another activist of Pakistan. She's a thought leader too there. And she is asking a question that what's your advice for women entrepreneurs, especially in subcontinent area like South Asian?
The women have to stand up, number one. They need to stand out thereafter. First, stand up, then stand out and see that they can match man to woman in skills, in knowledge. The most important part here is the self belief. The moment you have abundance in self-belief, the be do have comes in.
Yeah.
And the be do have is what we talk about, belief in yourself, to become the person you need to become, to have what you want by doing the effort, which is the do.
Yep.
When you know what you need to do, you get to what you need to have. So the more you do, the more you be, the more you have. The less you be, the less you do, the less you have. And each one of us has the potential to decide his Mount Everest and reach there in the committed time that he or she allocates
Mhm.
to himself or herself.
Awesome, awesome. Let me ask you, how much time you spend in reading?
I listen nowadays.
Okay, it's the same, like audibles.
Yeah, I listen to these gurus of mine. I take notes and then I speak those notes on a daily message to my people, a one liner to everybody. I send them
Mhm.
and keep inspiring them.
Yes, yes,
You know what? If you are inspired, you have the ability to inspire people.
of course. Yeah,
If you are inspired and motivated, you have the power to influence people.
people.
So I moved to influencing with the
Mhm.
power of my voice through this beautiful word. Use the words that you choose to create those vibrations
Yeah,
and get the results you want. And
yes.
law of attraction helps me here.
Hmm.
When the words change, the vibration changes. And when the vibration changes, the results
Hmm.
change.
Correct.
And in life, it is all about results.
Yeah,
It's not about reasons.
true. It is true. It
That
is
is
true.
where I live.
Yes. What do you think our industry, like speaking, coaching, and trainings, and as well as public speaking, in a post-pandemic era, like we are getting at probably, hopefully, we are at the end of this pandemic situation. But what will be the responsibility of all these speakers and coaches and trainers?
The speakers have a responsibility to change the way people think in these times. They need to transform their thought process.
Hmm.
So, if you are positive, you need to spread positivity.
Hmm.
If you are negative, you have to move out of that zone.
Hmm.
You have to remove those challenges which you are facing
Hmm.
by getting hold of somebody who can help you raise your standards, raise your beliefs,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
I've been teaching all this, raise your the barriers that you have can move away by raising your strategy, a new
Correct.
strategy in
Yeah.
these times.
Hmm.
So, belief, strategy, and standards. Who
Wow.
you were before
Hmm.
February and who you are now on the 31st of August is
Yeah.
totally different.
Yes.
And how many of you have pivoted? The word is beautiful. You
Yeah.
pivot or you perish.
Yes.
If you pivoted, you have moved yourself. I was reminded of the basketball Michael Jordan.
Yes.
No, how he would score by pivoting.
Yep.
And business owners today, professionals, need to look 360.
Hmm.
What else can they do from the same position? Than cry, they had the opportunity to create. So creativity came in and mindset shifted. If I can do it, people will follow me. Let's give
Yep.
it a shot.
Yeah.
That's where you needed to provide the energy to the
Hmm.
leadership.
Correct.
Make him think that yes, with the
Hmm.
same equipment, same resources, with those same people, how can I pivot and create a new me and a new team and a new organization
Hmm.
getting into the business sooner than never?
Yes. So we got another question from Mr. Rizwan Ashraf. Probably he was not satisfied that We did talk about books, but we didn't recommend any book. So he's asking us, how can we be consistent to achieving our set goals? Any good books recommended?
Rizwan, I have only two things to say, and I am repeating it. You have to live your 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. How to make it new, how to set a goal to add something new every day.
Hmm.
Now, note down this on your textbook. From today, stop complaining.
Yeah.
From today, stop criticizing. From today, promise yourself to stop gossiping. From today, promise yourself to stop worrying. And from today, promise yourself to not to procrastinate and start taking decisions in the now. Now, these are the 5 goals for you in life. Promise me that you will do it. I gave you the chapters from any book that you want. If you get rid of these 5 toxins from you, you'll become overnight better. And when you keep doing it consistently, you start moving from a scarcity, if, but, cannot, will not, can't, don't, want life to I can, I will,
Oh,
I am, I must. That's
yes.
the life you deserve.
Hmm.
And books, if you
Hmm.
do this 5, you'll call me up and say, Sir, I need to grow more. And you will see when this shift will happen, your new you will come in. And when you remove these 5, 6, 7 negative words, you out of your life, this is going to get better. The vocabulary is the power within you. Good or bad is the result. What you choose is the word that you need to choose to spread love.
Yeah,
When you say, I hate you, what are you giving? Negativity.
of
When
course.
you chase the word, I love you, what are you spreading? Happiness,
Hmm.
joy,
Hmm.
delight, and abundance. So you have a choice and you can make it your life goal from today. Your power is how to shift and remove that bad and ugly which is holding you for years together. And the more that bad is going into you, you have lost the touch of using the right word. I repeat here, when the words change, the vibration changes. And when
Hmm.
the vibration changes, the results change. You will love this shift. Rizwan, just practice it.
Yeah, awesome, awesome, Harish. So tell me a little bit about. We have a lot of newbies. They want to be a public speaker like yourself. So, what are their foundation? They want to build a foundation. So, they want to know a couple tips out of you.
I talk about 3 words which I have brought into myself.
Hmm.
My purpose is to coach people, to mentor people, to teach people.
Okay. Hmm.
My passion is to speak.
Yeah.
So, passion, purpose. And the third thing is your power.
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
When your heart and the mind are in sync, they are connected, and you have a purpose which you have converted to your passion, this becomes your power. So,
Hmm.
find yourself.
Hmm.
Are you living your purpose?
Hmm.
Are you doing your purpose? If you don't have a purpose, find out, create your purpose today. Remember, each one of you born on planet Earth is a
Yeah.
brand, and each has to do his purpose. In case you don't have, I'm happy to help you, coach you, find your purpose, write your purpose, make you do your purpose, and make it your passion, and
Hmm.
finally, it's your power.
That's awesome. We have another very energetic and very you say rising and shining star of Pakistani youth, Zainab Paracha. And her question is, any suggestion for sales professionals to be we is successful?
The sales professional are the best people in the world, the best paid, and there are only 3 to 5% what people talk about. Why did they choose to become a sales profession? They need to know who they are, what do they have, and why should I buy them. It's very important. If a sales professional has these three abilities to speak who he is, what does he have, and why should I buy him,
Correct.
he is successful. So work on these three words. When you speak who you are, you should be able to communicate.
Hmm.
You should be able to find out what do I need to give, which is the need of the buyer, the customer. I don't need to give him what he does not need. He needs to ask me, once I've met him, what do you have to offer me? And before that, I need to know what he is so that the rapport that I build, that buy-in should come from there. I remember my friend from India. He was in Canada before he became a great author, writer. Can you guess who he is? Shiv Kheda.
Yeah. I met him in Singapore.
He spent almost 12 hours in selling one LIC policy.
Yes, I remember the
And when
story.
the person asked him, "Why are you here?" Said, "You didn't ask me this question. I'm here to give you a $29 policy." Just imagine how that word changed. So
Yes,
if people have to buy into you, you don't have to sell into them.
yes,
The
exactly.
moment you get this skill, you're the most successful person.
Yeah,
And this requires 200% confidence, 200% communication, abundant communication in you.
mhm.
And the third thing is the way you speak, people should ask for more. It's very important
Yeah,
that they should ask for more from you.
hmm,
And when they ask for more, you have the ability to give him everything that you have.
yeah,
That's
mhm.
your power.
Yeah,
And
Mr.
everybody born on planet Earth is a sales guy.
Yeah,
Only thing is, he needs to keep doing it over and over and over again.
yes, awesome, awesome. Rizwan said how to increase mind power as well as speaking power, and he said, "Sir Mehta, you have a great energy level. Really appreciate." Yes, Mr. Rizwan, that's the energy level. Insisted me to bring him on this show.
Rizwan, do you know that mind is power? Mindfulness is power. And what is the opposite of not being mindful? Mindless or powerless. So you have a choice. Where do you want to live here? I repeat, each one of us has the choice. Where do you want to live here? The wolf you feed is the wolf that is going to give you the energy
Yeah,
or scarcity. Who are you
yes,
feeding? Which? The scarcity mind, the negative mind, the polluted mind, the dirty mind, or the abundant mind, the positive mind, the great mind, the gifted mind, always willing to give. And the more you give, the more you have. Now you know, in case you have defined what is your purpose, write your purpose and see, can you live your purpose 24 by 7? Here I want you to note down three words from me. 24 by 7 positive mental attitude, number one.
yes,
24 by 7 positive mental attitude is number one. Number two, enthusiasm. Life is too short to be ordinary.
yeah,
live a life king size.
Of course.
And number 3, self-discipline.
Yeah.
Out of the 17 great things for success, I focus on these 3 sentences when I coach people to move them from ordinary to good and good to greatness.
Good to go.
So work on yourself. It's all there. Find your purpose, make it your passion, and then that's your power.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Mr. Sajjad Khan has another question from you, Harish. My purpose is to change my mind and others' mindset. How can I convert this purpose into my passion?
Sajjad, have you written the date when you want to change your mind? Tonight, write your date. And then, before you sleep, also write down
Yes.
what is ugly and what is bad in me, which I need to remove. So I say self-doubt, negativity, unforgiveness, and fear. Once you decide to let go these 4 aspects of your life, you see the cleaning happening. And when you clean that, there's space to create your purpose now. And then do the purpose and live your purpose. So what does it require? Self-discipline.
Of course.
What does it require? Enthusiasm. What does it require? 24/7 positive mental attitude. Do you think you have that? Yes. What stops you? Ask yourself tonight. Before you go to bed, ask yourself, what stops you from becoming good? What stops you from letting go the bad and the ugly in you? And remember, behaviors don't lie. Behaviors don't lie.
Of course.
And what you know is what you know. And what you don't know is what you don't know.
No.
So ask yourself, do you need to know, or are you happy knowing what you know? That's your stiffness. I know. And I also tell them, I also know what you don't know. So you have a choice to know what you don't know
Mhm.
or keep living in this world I know.
Yeah.
It's important
Yes.
to see who you are.
Yes.
And Dr. Faz, as soon as the person opens his mouth, I come to know who he is.
Yes. Of course.
And 2, where is he coming from? And 3, what does he have?
Mhm. Yeah. Absolutely. Wow. 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 What an awesome explanation. Another question we got. Sir Mehta, I think everyone can communicate, but give some tips how we can connect.
Beautiful question. My
Yeah.
friend John Maxwell has written
Yeah.
that book.
Yes.
Everyone communicates, few
You can,
connect.
yeah. I love it.
Mozam, I want to ask you a question. Why do people connect and why they don't connect? The power of listening, the power of appreciating, the power of liking, the power of being non-judgmental gives you that position. And when you start listening to people, you lend your ears, your eyes, and your mind. The moment you give him respect by doing these 3 things, you are building a trust. And when you
Mhm.
start listening to him, you are building that communication.
Yes.
And when you listen, you can reproduce what you listened.
Mhm.
And if you hear, people hear music,
Yes.
but they cannot reproduce it because they don't lend their eyes, ears, and the mind.
Yes.
So it's important. You have to position yourself that I need to listen to him, understand, and recreate what he said. And number 2, you should be able to
Mhm.
give a decision now or later, but you need to give a decision. Do not procrastinate, do not leave it. The respect that you build will go away if you don't do it in time. And
Yeah.
I've been sharing with a lot of people. A lot of people leave their gold and their diamond on the table and say, we'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow doesn't come.
Never.
That opportunity is gone today, and someone has come, picked up the gold and diamond, and gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And let me take another question because we are almost reaching a time, and I believe, Harish, it's not going to be satisfactory for me and even our viewers to have only one session. We are going to need you again.
Positively, I am
Yeah.
there and
Yeah.
I speak to specific questions,
Yes.
provided they need to work on themselves,
Yes.
not sleep over the question.
No, definitely.
They have
So,
to take
yeah.
ownership,
Yeah.
take responsibility,
Mhm.
and they have to take accountability of their lives.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Only then they should invest their time, energy with us.
Yes. So,
Or
Harish,
go and play.
yeah,
We have
yeah, yeah. No, I'm just trying to make it as quick as because of question. If you don't mind, there is a question which I love to hear from you too. Sometimes I have great ideas, but whenever I go to in public speaking, I lose it. In other words.
now. I want to ask you, Rizwan, when you have a great idea, what are you doing with the idea?
Mm.
Are you dreaming about the idea? Are you
Hmm.
living the idea?
Hmm.
Are you taking it to the end
Hmm.
and coming back and reproducing it? That's important. You have to see by keeping the end in mind. And here I must share with you the six powers of the mind. Number one, you need to work on yourself to imagine the best that you can.
Yeah.
An imagination, a positive imagination, can make you do that. So I use this word, what you think is what you become.
Yes.
And then the journey is to do it in your sleep or your subconscious. You know the destination, you have reached the destination, you have planted your flag there, and you know, come back home. You know the journey back home too. So you set milestones in your life
Mm-hmm.
so that you can do it. Similarly, when you go out to share your thoughts, your mind, break it down. I learned from Les Brown. 4 steps to break it down. People should be able to discover from you when you speak a message that you're giving them. They need to be number two, inspired what you speak, that yes, it relates to them. Number three, the surprise element is when you go down and you have lived that life from high up to go down, should not only surprise them. And today, when you are back at the top, they should take it to their heart that if Harish can do it, if Fazal Mahmood can do it, I can do it too. When you have this energy, this enthusiasm, you will see you will never get lost. On the contrary, people will find you more and more and ask for you more and more.
Yeah.
It's all about being aware.
Hmm.
When you are aware of every single moment of your life and you give approval to that, with self discipline, you fulfill that goal. So, 4 steps to greatness is coming in. Very important.
Yes.
Self
Yes.
awareness, self approval, self discipline, and self fulfillment. And
Wow.
those are your goals day
Hmm.
on day. Keep crushing them, keep moving ahead, and
Hmm.
life is
Yeah.
good. Don't
Yeah.
be ordinary, be
Uh, uh,
extra.
yeah. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad somebody didn't ask you that what do you eat to get this energy. Yeah. I mean, people they sometimes ask these kind of questions too. So anyway, I mean, Harish, I mean, definitely we cannot cover too much in this, obviously, but hopefully, I mean, you will be kind enough to give us more time, and we are going to have probably another specific session to inspire and motivate people. But at the same time, just before we wrap it up, would you like to give a message to all the viewers and the people who want to watch me and you?
My message is very simple.
Hmm.
Get up from the bed.
Mm,
By bed, I mean living a life of reasons, blame, excuse, and denial.
of course.
Move your point of power to OAR. You know what's an oar? We call it chappu. We used to drive our boat,
Hmm.
putting our
Yes.
oar in the water. You drive
Yeah.
your boat ahead in life.
Hmm.
So, in case each one of you wants to drive his boat ahead upstream in life, you need to take charge of your oar.
Yes.
Now, what is an oar? Ownership of your words,
Hmm.
ownership of your thoughts,
Of course.
ownership of your vibrations or actions,
Mm.
and ownership of the results.
Oh, yes.
I repeat, ownership, accountability, and responsibility of your words, thoughts, actions, and results.
Mm.
And when you own it, you take
Hmm.
full responsibility of your life and the life of people around you. And when you do it day in, day out, every day,
Hmm.
6 a.m. to 11 p.m., work on yourself, work on your health, work on your relationships, work on your job, work on your wealth, and work on the society, you will realize you have greatness
Hmm.
within you, you have something special within you, and the world deserves more of you.
Awesome.
Keep doing it till you realize that yes, you are making a difference in the life, not only yourself, your people at home, your environment, your people in the community, and the world. And
Oh,
this is magic. And remember, you can do it. I
yes.
promise.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Harish. And at the very last second, Harish is going to say you goodbye in Hindi and Punjabi too. Come on.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आप लोगों का, धन्यवाद, मेहरबानी, सत श्री अकाल, खुदा हाफिज.
Thank you, Harish. I truly appreciate it. It was an honor for us to have you. And with this hope that we are going to get together very, very soon again to have another session. And I'm pretty sure you will definitely accept it. And we will go for that. And we can have more informative sessions for our people. And this is the time we want to teach and train people. If they can learn something out of us, that will be our pleasure.